Assalamu alaikum everyone. A warm welcome to everyone listening to the Conversation with. I am Tasnuva Tabassum Hafsa and I'll be your host for today's episode. In this episode, we dive deep into the world of tourism in Bangladesh, a country rich in culture, natural beauty. So from the streets of Dhaka to the serene beauty of Cox's Bazar, tourism here is just not about travel. It's a growing field full of exciting career opportunities. And today's episode will open the doors to you. And to help us with that, we have an amazing guest with us. He is none other than Mr. Taufiq Rahman, the Chief Executive of Journey Plus. So please welcome Mr. Taufiq Rahman. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
So for the audience, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you. Well, my name is Taufiq Rahman. I'm the Chief Executive of Journey Plus. Journey Plus is a tour company since 1994. At present, I'm also the Secretary General for Pacific Asia Travel Association, PATA Bangladesh chapter, and I was the former first Vice President for Tour Operators Association of Bangladesh, TOAP.
Thank you, sir. So the first question that always comes up to my mind that how did you get yourself involved into this sector?
Before starting my career, I was abroad. I was in Cyprus. I have studied in hotel management and tourism there. I was there in 3 years, and after coming back in 1994, beginning of 1994, I decided to start my career as a hospitality professionals. But unfortunately, we had two hotels that time, Pan Pacific Shonargaon Hotel and Sheraton that time. And then it was a huge competition to get a chance, And then in the meantime, I have heard that there is one couple in Bangladesh who already has started tourism business. The name of the company is the Guide Tours Limited. So I went there, I met with the owner, and I felt, okay, fine, it's a good profession. Why don't I started? Because I had a small experience in Cyprus while working there. Then I decided, okay, let's start. And I started in August 1994. Though the journey was not smooth.
All right. Yes. As we dive deep into this topic, the first question that I'd say to you, what do you think? What are the potential that lies in this sector?
Okay. In this regard, I can tell you that Bangladesh, we have a huge potentiality regarding tourism. We have some of the tourism sites or attractions which is world standard. For example, we have a forest, it's named Sundarban, which is the home of Royal Bengal tiger, and altogether it is 10,000 square kilometer, and out of 10,000, 6,017 belongs to Bangladesh bird. So if you are talking about the number one tourism product for Bangladesh, I must say, as my experience, the forest, wildlife, that is number one. Number two, we have archaeological sites. Many of the foreign travelers don't know that we got the 7th century Buddhist monastery in northern part of Bangladesh, in Nauga, which is called Paharpur, which is built 775, one of the oldest Buddhist monastery, and that time it was an university. We have a Putia, which is called the temple town of Bangladesh, the most ornamental terracotta temple is in Ekantuji's temple. So from the archaeological point of view, we are very strong. And then we have ethnic minorities. We have more than 45 different types of tribal communities. Indigenous people are living in Bangladesh, which is also one of the attraction for the foreigners. Then we have also the beach. We called it unbroken white sandy beach, so almost 120 kilometers long. That is also one of the attraction for foreign travelers. And then we have so many rivers. And Bangladesh, a country of 1,000 rivers. So officially we have 700 to 800 rivers still exist. So river also one of our attractions, And then we have so many other things, like we have tea gardens, tea plantations, we have a rainforest, whatnot.
So again, Bangladesh being a country full of natural beauties, what do you think, what are the reasons that we still lag behind in this sector? What can be the obstacles? And if there's these obstacles, what can be the solution for this?
Okay. If I start with the government, the main problem at this moment is the right decision from the government, especially top management. Unfortunately, since our independence, tourism is not at all a priority product. The private sector also not much interested to invest. Though, if you see the whole countries, starting from Cox's Bazar, Sundarbans, and Dhaka, Gazipur, Srimangal, there are so many hotels already established, and the private sector people invested a huge amount of money, but it was not that up to the level or standard. But if you see the foreign investment, which is very lag behind, and government is planning to start a exclusive tourist zone in Sabrang and other points, but I'm listening these stories from the last 25 to 30 years that government is planning to start. Planning still is there. Unfortunately, we didn't have any tourism master plan, though the government has started in 2020 to implement a tourism master plan, but because of the COVID, it stopped. Now it is in the last stage, and I hope that from the last couple of months it will be done. Unfortunately, we don't have a good branding. That is, if you see the Malaysia, their branding is truly Asia. Thailand is amazing, Thailand. Even the India has incredible India. But unfortunately, we have one branding. It's called Beautiful Bangladesh. But unfortunately, it is not that much attractive, to attract the foreign travelers, especially. Unfortunately, we didn't have any road shows. We never invite the journalists, the bloggers, the tour operators, to come and visit Bangladesh and then go back and write the positive stories, So that is also one of the lag behind. And everything is happening, why? Because we don't have any budget. The budget is so low. So whenever we go to meet with the Bangladesh Tourism Board or ministry people, we heard that unfortunately we don't have enough budget to spend. So we cannot invite others people, So
again, to have a clear vision, if I ask you that, what government policies and what should be the marketing for this sector, if you could specifically tell us.
In 1972 or 73, then the Bangladesh Tourism Board, Bangladesh Porjoton Corporation has established, So it was one of the initial positive thing that government do that time. But unfortunately, from the last 52 or 53 years, Porjoton Corporation is just working as a individual company. They are not that much, put impact towards our tourism industry, especially the private sector people. And then in 2010, we had a Bangladesh Tourism Board, which is our demand. Actually, the private sector people said that we want a platform where public sector and private sector sit together and implement different policies, and then government has do some research, do some master plan, I told you, and then 2013, the tourist police has been established. That is also one of the positive thing for Bangladesh towards the tourist. And nowadays, if you go to the different tourist places like Cox's Bazar, Sundarban, Sylhet, and some other places, you will find the tourist police are still there, and they are trying to help tourists, if they need any help, But unfortunately, again, the same thing goes to them also because they don't have much budget, And then in 2020, the master plan has been started, not yet completed. And 2021, government started another policy. It's called Tour Operator and Tour Guide Law. That is good. We all support that. Government wanted to make a regulations about the tour operators and tour guides who are working in the different parts of the world, parts of the country, because nowadays, some of the regional attraction will also come up. For example, Sajek, they have built so many hotels over there. In Rangamati, they have so many hotels, and also the cruise vessels there. In Sylhet, they are trying to do. In Lama, they are trying to implement something. Cox's Bazar, they are trying to do. Kuakata, they are trying to do. So all the regional players are there. So government decided to invite them to come to a umbrella, which is called the Bangladesh Tour Operator and Guide Law. It is still going on, that is also a good thing, Unfortunately, we have so many good policies, so many good regulations. Problem is the implementation. who will implement this. Government is sometimes trying to implement this, but unfortunately, again, they are saying that they don't have manpower, human resource, or proper skilled manpower, And why they don't have proper skilled manpower? Because they don't have budget. So everything goes to the finance ministry, or the question of budget, question of money, and so on. So if you really want to promote a destination like Bangladesh, or if you want to attract, invite foreign tourists, you need investment. Find out these competitive analysis first, and then we invest. Without having proper investment, it will not work.
Yes, thank you, sir. As you came up with this human resources thing, so my question would be, what are the trained human resources are essential for this quality tourism sector?
Exactly. That is one of the big question, big thing at this moment. You know why? After COVID, actually, we have seen these in a broader perspective. Because after COVID, many skilled hospitality and tourism professionals, they lose their job. They actually, because some of the institutions, hotels, tour companies, travel agents, they actually stopped. They immediately, they lost their job, and they go back and they have chosen another profession for their survival, And after COVID, when we have little bit gradually started our tourism industry, we found that it's a lack of huge gap of skilled professional and personnel. So government is planning to start something. Bangladesh Tourism Board has established a tourism training institute. Bangladesh Porjoton Corporation already have their institute. It's called NHTTI, National Hotel and Tourism Training Institute. Apart from this, at this moment, almost 20 to 21 universities and colleges, they have tourism departments, starting from Dhaka University. Dhaka University started their tourism department since 2007. And then so many private universities also have. Daffodil has, IUBAT has, so many universities also, Prime Asia, they have their tourism department. But unfortunately, the sad part is, because they don't have a professional laboratory. I mean, if you are a student of chemistry or physics, you should have a laboratory and you should go and practice, Unfortunately, tourism also very much depends on practice. They don't have a practice laboratory, which is a hotel or something like this, so that they are not skilled enough, unfortunately. And then the statistics says since many years, the graduates from Dhaka University and other institutions and universities, or people who completed their MBS, they are not actually involving anymore hospitality and tourism sector. They are switching their profession. They're going to work for a bank, for a ad firm, for going to the government jobs, blah, blah, so many things. So that is also one of the biggest failure for our government, because we don't have that much policy so that we can attract the graduates, fresh graduates and people. So I'm requesting the government, those who are watching this program, please come forward and put more concentration about the skill gap. So skill gap is day by day is increasing, So if we cannot minimize the skill gap in future, within 5 years or 2 or 10 years from now, we will face a huge challenges for our potential tourism industry in Bangladesh.
So as you were saying about the human resources, so as I see the young generation or the youth, they seem to be very much interested in tourism personally. But when I say it in a professionally, if some of them are like planning to choose it as their career path, what would be your suggestion to them?
Yeah, the thing is, from the last couple of years, I have seen through there are so many Facebook groups. They are inviting others, especially their friends, to go and visit with the different places. They are offering, some clubs are offering some not much expensive packages, go and visit the places. All are encouraging things, But we shouldn't forget that there was one incident happened in Bandarbhan. You remember 2 people actually died. And it was a Facebook group. So In one side, we are encouraging the youths to come forward, but on the other hand, my urge should be that it should operate in a professional way. Whenever you go a risky place like Bandarbhan, you should have all the facilities with you. The whatever needed, for a climbers, or the if you go to the water, you should have relevant, equipment. So without that, accident can happen anytime. So I think that the government should come up and make regulations or policy for these students or the clubs who are actually working these not in a professional way. We should train them. Government should come up with the skill, as we talked about this, to make a awareness program, which is very much important. Only the tour operator shouldn't be the claimer. Also the tourists they also have some responsibility. So it's a holistic approach, and I hope that all the government people, policy people, private sector, professional, non-professional, youth should come up and sit together and make a plan so that no accident can happen in future. But I see a huge potentiality regarding the youths, the young people who has a huge interest about this industry, and I hope that in future they are actually the future for Bangladesh tourism.
Sir, as you are someone who holds a very important position in this sector, so my last question for the day would be that where do you want to see this tourism sector in 10 to 20 years?
Okay, whenever we are, the Bangladesh Tourism is planning to start the tourism master plan. It was a projection for next 30 years. Okay, so I actually see still a bright future for the tourism sector in Bangladesh. You know why? Because maybe we are not working properly. I'm blaming government people as well as private people like us, but the international standard sites and attraction and location are still there. Sundarban is still there. So it is our duty to make a plan how we project and how we can sell Sundarban to the audience, to the private people or the foreign people. So I'm sure that we are actually passing to a terminal political situation. I hope that whenever we have a election, everything will be stable, and the government also will put more energy, more time, more money for the tourism industry. Why? Now we have another challenges, because the US government has put the import margin, right, to Bangladesh, especially the garments industry and so on, So this is actually one of the advantages for the Bangladesh tourism. I can see that if Bangladesh can put little more investment, little more branding, marketing towards the tourism industry in Bangladesh, I see that tourism industry can be a replacement, or I don't want to say replacement, I want to say a parallel, support services for Bangladesh economy, because this is the only industry where you can earn more foreign exchange. As a country like Bangladesh, we need foreign exchange. This is the largest employment sector in the world, biggest sector in the world. Every year, tourism industry is contributing more than 10% global GDP. This is the industry where you can eliminate your poverty, and that is the only sector where you can uphold yourself to make a positive impact towards the world. So as a country like Bangladesh, we should position ourselves in a positive way. So tourism is actually the only industry. So I actually see hope. Because of that, from the last 31 years, I'm involving myself in this industry. If it is not, I can quit, 10 years before. But I see is a huge potentiality for Bangladesh tourism, because we have so many attractive products and services for Bangladesh, which can attract the foreign tourists, especially the inbound tourists in Bangladesh. So let's be patient. I'm sure that within 5 years or 10 years, Bangladesh will bring back to its beauty and the tourism products to attract the inbound tourists, especially the tourist generating countries. So I'm not a frustrated man. Let's hope for the best.
Thank you, sir. And with that, we have to put an end to our show, but we'll take a minute to thank our honorable guest, Mr. Taufiq Rahman. Thank you so much, sir. You have added so much importance and knowledge to our show. And thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you. It's my great pleasure.
And everyone listening to us, please don't stop missing us, because we'll be back with another episode. Till then, take care.